God warns someone you trust is exposing your weakness right now. Don't skip this. A vital truth is hidden here that you absolutely need to hear. Do you have a minute, my child? Just a moment, and I promise you'll be glad you did. Stay right here. Do not rush. Like you've done before, don't scroll past this. Because I need your ears, I'm coming into your day, your thoughts, and your space. I need you to calm down. I need your spirit to take a deep breath. Pay attention, please. I'm not asking you to do it, but something you've been asking for is getting closer than you think. You might miss what I've put right in front of you if you move too quickly, get sidetracked again, or put this off like you've done so many other important things. Okay, I'll ask you again in a soft voice. Can you give me 1 minute? It won't take all day or all of your energy. It will just be this moment, this breath. This small space where the world lets go of you long enough for you to feel me again. I know how often you've rushed through times like these before. I know how many times you felt my heart pulling on yours and thought, later, maybe later. I know how many times you knew something was important but didn't pay attention because life was too loud, too much, or too heavy. You told yourself over and over that you'd come back, but you never did. But this time is different. Do you feel it? There is something inside you that is softer, calmer, and more open than usual right now. You know that these words are important because you feel them. You know I'm not too far away. It's like I'm reaching out to you in a way you can't explain but also can't ignore. This moment isn't just happening. It's not a coincidence. Because your heart has been wandering more than you know. I set it up for your life. I had to step in before something valuable fell out of your hands. Now and then, your life is so noisy. You've been upset, worried, and having a lot of thoughts that you haven't even had time to hear yourself breathe. From every direction, the world has been pulling at you. You haven't been aware of how much of yourself you've been losing because you've been running on empty. You've been tired, not just in your body, but also in your spirit. It's been too much for you, both mentally and spiritually. You have been carrying weights that you were never meant to do by yourself. As if everything were fine, strong, and the weight didn't hurt as much as it does. You've been fighting silent battles. You've missed my quiet voice because life has been so loud. You didn't see my hints. You've missed the small pushes. I paved the way for you. It wasn't because you didn't care, but because you were tired. Not because you didn't care about me, but because your heart was tired. Not because you didn't love me, but because you've been living to survive instead of truly living. I saw everything. Your eyes showed that you were tired. I could tell your steps were heavy. Even you tried to hide how you felt, but I saw them. I saw the parts of you that you hidden so no one would be scared. That's why I'm here now. That's why my voice sounds different from usual. That's why your heart is beating, even though you don't know why yet. Because you've been praying for things that are deep, heavy, and private. You said prayers in a whisper while crying. No one else could hear the prayers you said. You prayed things you thought weren't strong enough, good enough, or important enough to go to heaven. They did, though. They all found me. I took those prayers with me. It seemed like no one else cared when they told me their story. I held them in my hands and put the answers together in ways you still can't picture. Now one of the answers, breakthroughs, or moments you prayed for, is finally coming true. But you need to keep an eye out for it. You need to be there. You need to be ready for it to come. This is why I need your attention. not to keep you in line, but to keep what I send your way safe. It's possible that you will miss the thing you've been begging me to send if you rush through this moment. And just glance over these words. This is something that always happens when something feels too real or too deep. Please stay still for a moment. Let me make it quiet. For now, let me quiet the noise inside you. It's only for this minute, this breath, that your soul is soft enough for me to talk to you. I know how many times you've put off times like this because you were afraid of how you would feel. I know how many times you hid your pain. I remember how many times you backed off because you didn't believe good things could happen. I know how many times you ran because it scared you to hope. There were times when you didn't listen to my quiet whisper because you didn't think anything could really change. But I never stopped coming for you, my child. I kept getting closer. I never stopped trying to get in touch. Even when you put up walls, were scared, or kept quiet, I loved you. When peace comes, you won't notice it because there is too much noise around you. While you're trying to find your way, you keep getting sidetracked by other things. You've been trying to find comfort, but the things you're surrounded by are making you feel worse instead of better. You've been trying to find me, but have forgotten how to slow down so you can hear me. That's why I came into your time. I came into your day. I reached into your world and said in a whisper, "Please give me 1 minute. Wait a little while longer, and I promise you won't regret it." This message has something tender and healing for you that you've needed for so long that your heart forgot how to ask for it clearly. There is more to what you are reading than just words on a screen. It's exactly what heaven wanted to happen. I put this moment in your life because your spirit is finally ready for it. Are you ready to listen? All set to let go of something? Ready to get what I've been working on behind the scenes? You might not fully grasp everything yet. You could not feel ready. You might not know what's going to happen. But believe me, this moment is important. This is all I ask. Give me your attention. Please give me your heart. Please breathe in, for now only. Just long enough for me to change your life by putting something inside you. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today, join our community, and see what God brings back into your life. Let me explain to you, my child, why I had to interrupt you like this. Why I suddenly reached into your day and pulled you in the chest. which is why these words came to you right when your mind was blank and your heart was tired. For a long time, you've been feeling too much, like you have a weight on your spirit that you haven't fully admitted to yourself. There's been a quiet weight on your shoulders as you go about your day. A weight that you push down to keep going. You hide a heavy feeling behind smiles, daily tasks, and other things that keep you busy. This strength wears you down when you're by yourself. It's been hard on your mind to keep everything together, while parts of your heart feel like they're falling apart. For some reason, your spirit has been hidden by all the things you've had to do on your own. It's not that you don't believe in me or want me. It's just that you've been busy. My child, you have been drifting and haven't even known it. There are no loud warnings when you're drifting. Every little thing that is given up, every moment that is missed, and every pull that is ignored adds up to this. When life gets too loud, your feelings get too strong, and your thoughts get too full, it can happen. There was no reason for you to drift. You were just barely surviving instead of truly living. You slid because you were worn out. You were lost because too many blows to the heart had hurt it. You drifted because you wanted someone to finally see how much you've been up against. You got used to how quiet it was. I saw it though. I could feel your spirit calming down. There was less hope for you, I saw. I watched as you slowly lost touch with the parts of yourself that used to feel alive. I saw that you were becoming numb, and I couldn't let you go without reaching out and touching you. You've been carrying the weight of things that were never meant to be carried by you without my help. Because you didn't want to bother anyone, you tried to keep everything together. Every time you felt like giving up, you told yourself you were strong enough. In order to get through the pain, you ignored it. To get over your sadness, you buried it. To get through being alone, you pretended not to feel it. You didn't want to cry, so you didn't let your feelings get too strong. You made your heart so hard that even joy had a hard time getting in because you didn't want to break. You carried emotional wounds around without taking care of them. You were tired but didn't take a break from it. You carried around heartbreak without getting better. Being responsible for so many things weighed you down that you forgot what it was like to breathe freely. You numbed yourself to stay alive. So you wouldn't feel like you were falling behind. You didn't take care of your own needs. To avoid having to deal with the pain in your chest, you did something else. You did things to avoid thinking. Even though it hurt, you kept moving. You told yourself you were okay. But you were really getting deeper into a place where you couldn't clearly feel me. You didn't push me away. The only way you knew how to protect yourself was you were not walking. I watched you in silence as you tried to keep your heart from breaking. I understand why you emotionally shut down. I understand why you shut down parts of your heart. I know why you stopped having high hopes. You told yourself over and over again not to feel hope, trust, or get hurt again. I get it. Getting numb didn't help you feel less pain, but it also made it harder for you to receive the blessing that was coming your way. That's why I had to stop you, my child. In light of this, my voice sounds stronger than before. That's why this moment feels heavy, planned, and clear. You were getting too quiet, which would have kept you from seeing the answer you've been praying for. You were getting so tired that you might have missed everything that heaven was setting up. You were getting so numb that you wouldn't be able to see the chances I've set up for you. You were slipping into emotional survival mode, just as a big change was about to happen. I couldn't let you drift away from the blessing because I could see how close it was. I had to help out. I had to get into your day in a way that would make you think, that would stop you, that would pull your heart back from being so tired. You almost missed something that was marked with your name. Something I made for you before you even knew you needed it. That will bring back parts of you that you thought were gone for good. I saw that your heart was getting too tired to take in what was coming. So, I stepped in before you lost even more of your strength. You've been going through life with 10 different problems pressing down on you at the same time, so I stepped into your moment. I stepped in because you've been telling yourself you're fine while you've been emptying your tank. Because I could tell you were barely able to feel me, I stepped in. I refused to lose you to numbness, fear, or emotional weariness. I need you to understand something very well, my child. Heaven set this very moment aside just for you. Yesterday, today, or tomorrow, but not now. This moment right now was picked out, marked, and made just for your heart. This message has been at the center of your life the whole time. Every tired night, every silent tear, every unanswered prayer, and every whisper you spoke into the dark, you felt alone, you felt seen. And you thought your life was stuck, everything. Everything that happened led you to this breath, this pause, and this meeting with me. It's not a coincidence. There's no chance in this. This isn't a mistake. This point in your life was planned by me because your heart needed it. Your spirit was craving something, but your mind didn't know what it was. That's why I brought you here. I got in line right now because you've been overwhelmed by work, noise, pain, and tiredness, and you were just seconds away from becoming even more numb. I lined up right now because the blessing that is about to come into your life needs you to wake up, breathe, feel, and connect with me again. Right now I lined up because I needed your heart to be ready to receive what heaven has prepared. My child, please get closer, because I'm about to talk to you in a very deep way. The parts of yourself that you've learned to keep hidden, even from yourself. I want to hear about your pain, the hurt you hid. You hid the pain. You kept your pain to yourself because you were afraid no one would care enough to help you carry it. I saw you hold so many pieces of your heart together with hands that were shaking while you pretended to be fine, strong, and not aware of the weight pressing on your chest. I saw everything, though. I saw how your heart broke in ways that you still haven't fully worked through. I saw times when someone you believed in hurt you, when someone you cared about left, people who were careless with your soul after you opened it up to them. I saw how badly it hurt you. I saw how you tried to move on even though you were very hurt. I saw how hard you worked to smile even though you knew your heart was breaking. You tell yourself that you're over it, but the truth is that that breakup has been affecting you for longer than you think. That pain keeps you from facing some memories, having certain hopes, or having certain dreams because you don't want to feel it again. It's not that you don't want love. You built walls because you're afraid of being broken again. Oh, my child, I saw all of that pain. I was with you when you broke down. You thought no one would notice when I held you. I saw your tears coming before they hit the ground. I saw how tired you looked. The kind of tiredness that doesn't come from not getting enough sleep, but from fighting too many battles by yourself. You've been physically, mentally, and emotionally worn out. You're sick of pretending, waiting, hoping, and always feeling like you need to be the strong, steady one who keeps everything together, even though you're crying inside for a place to rest. You've been worn out because you haven't had enough to drink. When you needed something, you gave it, and when you wanted to be held, you did it. I saw everything. I could see that your spirit was shaking. I could tell your body was heavy. In those times, I saw you keep going even though you felt like you couldn't. I saw how upset you were. Those times when you really hoped something would happen, but another door shut and hurt. When you thought things were going to get better, but they seemed to go the other way. When people didn't show up for you, I could see the sadness in your eyes. When claims were not kept, when things didn't go as planned, when chances didn't go your way. That hurt built up inside you until you were afraid to hope for anything at all. I saw. I was very upset about all of those things, though, my child. I never made fun of your hope. I never told you your dreams were silly. I never forgot about your pain. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. I saw how lonely you were. The kind that stays with you even when there are other people around. The kind that tells you in your heart that no one really sees you. You have no one who really gets you. No one really stays. I saw the nights when you were by yourself. I also saw the nights when you felt emotionally alone, even though other people were around. I could tell you wanted to connect with someone who would get what was going on in your heart without you having to explain it. I saw how much you wanted to be loved in ways that didn't hurt, for comfort, for gentleness, for presence, for someone to look at you and say, I'm here. And even though it felt like no one could see you, I loved you the same whole time. I saw how scared you were, the worry about what will happen next, the fear of doing the same things again, the worry that you're too much, the worry that you're not good enough. I saw the fear that made you question the choices you made. I saw the fear that made you doubt your worth. I saw the fear that made you shrink in order to keep from being turned down. I saw the fear that made you settle for less than what your heart really wanted. I saw the fear that woke you up in the wee hours of the morning, the fear that sped up your thoughts, the fear that shook you up. I saw the fear that made you feel like you were the only person in the world. You were never by yourself, though. I was always right next to you. I saw how confused you were, when nothing seemed to make sense, when you had no idea why certain events took place the way they did, when you couldn't figure out why the wait, the loss, the change, or the silence happened. When you thought, why me? Whenever you feared you had done something wrong. When you asked me if I had forgotten about you. When you felt like you couldn't see your way through life and had to make decisions without any clarity, direction, or confidence. I saw you looking for answers even though you felt like your whole being was jumbled. I always knew where you were, even when you thought you were lost. I saw that you were emotionally numb. There were times when you didn't feel happy, connected, or hopeful. The times when you weren't sad or mad, but just felt empty. when you felt like you had nothing more to give, feel, or try. The times when you shut down because how you felt hurt you too much. My child, you weren't broken. The only way you knew how to protect yourself was to do it. It wasn't cold. You were hurt, and you were sick of being hurt. It made me feel numb, but I never thought less of you for it. You couldn't feel me, but I didn't pull away from you. Even though you couldn't feel me, I stayed close enough to make you stronger. I saw all the times you pretended everything was fine. The fake laugh, the fake smile, the jokes, and the tears you hid behind them. People rarely notice when you're hurt because you're so good at making yourself look strong. Your strength has helped you get through times when you felt like you were falling apart. You said, "I'm fine," a lot of times. It's not that you were okay, you just didn't want to bother anyone. You didn't want to seem weak. You didn't want people to judge you. I saw every time you tried to hide how you felt, every time you kept your voice down, and every time you fought back tears. I heard your quiet sobs. You cried those tears in the dark at night, so no one could hear them. That time you buried your face in your pillow to block out the noise. The nights you cried so much that your body hurt. The times you cried at night and had no idea why. There were nights when pain came out of nowhere. Those nights when you had to carry everything by yourself, when you hold everything in and your chest hurts at night. I saw every tear. They were all used up. None was ignored, none not seen. I could tell you were upset about being forgotten. The hurt you felt in your chest when other people didn't stand by you. That time when they didn't check on you or see how hard things were for you. I saw the times when you felt like you had no one to turn to, when you didn't know if anyone really cared. If you were not there, you wondered if anyone would notice. When you didn't understand why everyone else seemed to have help while you had to carry so much by yourself. My child, you felt like no one cared about you, but I never forgot about you. Heaven saw everything you went through and knew it. Not a single tear, heartbreak, silent night, moment of confusion, feeling of being alone, cry for help, whispered prayer, or fought breath. I saw everything. I kept it all. I took care of you in ways you couldn't see. I looked out for your mind when it was too fragile. When life got too hard, I watched over your heart. I was always with you, even when you couldn't feel me. I was closer to you when you were in pain than when you were celebrating. Even when you thought I was far away or quiet, I was there for you. Also, I want you to know that I never left you. I want to say this with the kindness your soul needs, not even for a second. Not a chance in hell, not for a sigh. Don't even think about it when you were shaking from how you felt. I was there with you when your heart broke, standing by you. I was there when you were tired and gave you strength when you didn't know where it came from. I was there with you when you were sad, holding on to the pieces of your hope. I was there with you when you were lonely, whispering love into your emptiness. I held your shaking heart when you were scared. Even though you didn't notice, I was there with you in the chaos, slowly pointing you in the right direction. During the numbness, I was there to keep your spirit alive when everything else seemed empty. I was there for every silent cry and held you when you broke. I was there for you every time you thought no one would remember you. My beloved child, allow me to now talk to you about the parts of yourself that you have never let anyone see. I want to find your hidden cries, the deepest desires that lie beneath everything you do, the fears you were afraid to say out loud. You put those dreams away because you thought they were too fragile to handle another letdown. I want to talk about parts of you that no one else has seen. The parts you haven't told anyone about. The parts that you keep from yourself even. Because I care about these quiet, hidden spots. Every word you didn't say, every feeling you sucked in, and every desire you thought was too small or impossible. I heard them all, and not a single one missed my heart. I heard the things you didn't say out loud. I knew the things you were thinking, but were too shy to say out loud. I heard the fears you kept to yourself because you didn't want to bother other people or look weak. I heard the shaking questions that were inside of you. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail once more? What if I get hurt again? What if things don't get better? What if no one stays? What if I lose everything I hope for? You never said these words out loud. You just thought them to yourself while you were trying to stay calm. You tried to be brave, strong, and calm. But there were storms inside you that you couldn't calm down on your own. All of those silent fears got to me. All of them were taken into account. You buried your dreams not because you no longer wanted them, but because you were tired of fighting for things that kept getting away. You buried your hopes for real happiness because it seemed too risky. Because your heart had been broken too many times, you buried your love dreams. You buried your hopes for a better future because being let down had worn you down. You buried your hopes of getting better because you didn't think you could handle another setback. Because you felt lost, you buried your hopes of having a purpose. For fear of noise, you buried your hopes for peace. You buried dreams that were once alive and bright. You told yourself it would be easier not to want them. But I saw you bury them with hands that were shaking. It hurt too much to want them, so I watched you hide them. I kept those dreams safe for you. They did not pass away. Their only goal was to wait until your heart could handle hope again. I could hear the prayers you said in a whisper while shaking. When your chest got tight, your hands shook, and your tears made it hard to see, you prayed quietly. You prayed, "Please help me." But it was so quiet that you could hardly hear yourself. You prayed, "I can't do this by myself. Give me strength, and don't let me fall apart." No one could see how desperate you were. Every single one of those prayers touched my heart like a child's cry for comfort. I didn't forget about them. I didn't push them away. I didn't wait for a prayer or voice that was louder. Heaven moved just by hearing your shaky whisper. I could hear your shaking words better than you thought possible. I know how heavy you feel every morning. The weight you feel as soon as you wake up. It's the pressure in your chest that builds up before you even take a deep breath. I know what it's like to wake up and feel like you're in a battle you didn't ask for. As soon as you wake up, you have to do things you don't want to do. The feelings you didn't get over and the questions that still don't have answers. I know how hard you work to get ready every morning. I know how you keep going even though you don't feel strong. A mask that hides everything you're afraid other people won't understand. I know that every morning has been heavy, sometimes a fear, sometimes a sadness. You didn't know if the day would be good or if the world would get heavy again, which made you feel numb. You didn't think anyone saw how hard it was for you in the mornings. As you tried to calm down, you thought no one was watching as you took deep breaths. Everyone you thought didn't know how hard it was to start the day. I did though. Every morning, I looked out for you. When you woke up feeling empty, I was there with you. I was there with you when the weight of yesterday was still on your heart. I was there with you when you had to force yourself out of bed, even though you wanted to stay in bed longer and avoid being responsible. As I stood next to you, I put a gentle hand on your heart and gave you strength that you didn't even know came from me. You have no idea how many days you made it because I held your heart together. You have no idea how many times hopelessness tried to swallow you up but couldn't because I was with you. You thought you could do it all by yourself so many times. But the truth is that I was carrying you. My eyes have been on your heart all day and all night. I was your strength when you didn't have any left. I was your peace when your thoughts got too loud. At times when you felt lonely, I was there to comfort you. I watched over you when darkness tried to get to you. When the world got too heavy for you, I was there for you. But, kid, I need you to understand something. I was never tough because of your pain. It made me hurt. I didn't turn away from your silent pain. It brought us together. I didn't leave because of your fear. It made me really care. I didn't find it rude that you were numb. It hurt my feelings for you. I didn't get angry when you were let down. They made me want to hug you even more. I've never had enough of you. Your feelings have never gotten the best of me. I have never been scared by your questions. I've never turned away because of how weak you are. I've never felt bad about meeting your needs. It was all of your pain, fear, and tears that drew me closer, not farther away. I saw you cry softly into the night, hoping that the silence would soak up your tears before anyone else did. I saw you hide in your room because you were so upset that you didn't want anyone to see. I saw how quickly you wiped your tears away so no one would ask you about it. I saw you quietly cry in the shower because that was the only place you felt safe enough to break down. I saw you hold your chest because the pain was too much to describe. When you cried so hard that your body shook, I saw you whisper, "Does anyone even care?" I saw the pain you were in behind closed doors. And every second broke my heart for you, not because I was mad, but because I loved you. I never wanted you to feel like you had to carry everything by yourself. I heard you when no one else did. I knew your heart was breaking when no one else did. When no one else could understand your pain, I did. I was watching you when you thought no one could see you. I loved you even when you felt like you weren't important. I held you when you felt like you didn't belong. I said your name in the sky when you felt like you had been forgotten. I gave your spirit strength when you felt like giving up, and it kept you going. I kept your heart from breaking when you felt like nothing. I gave you quiet grace when you were feeling overwhelmed that you didn't even know you were getting. Do you ever feel like your life has been slowed down, stuck, held back, or blocked in ways you couldn't explain? That's something I want to talk to you about now, my child. You've thought about your life and asked yourself why certain things didn't happen to you, like they did to other people. You asked why doors that looked great shut all of a sudden. You asked why people who you thought would stay left all of a sudden. You wondered why chances kept slipping away, even though you prayed with all your heart. You asked why it seemed like something would push you back every time you moved forward. When you looked ahead, you saw what seemed like a foggy path. It was like you were walking through uncertainty, without a plan, without clarity, and without the answers you begged me for. But I want to show you the truth about these breaks, delays, and pauses that you hated so much. None of them were punishments. Every single one was a shield. Thank God for holding my hand if you felt close to Him. Please share this video. You are about to enter your divine future, But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now, join the family, and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass by you. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.